Democrat lies and leftist killers on the loose every single day. Are you paying attention yet? After taking a bullet in Pennsylvania, after surviving an attempted assassination at the hands of Thomas Crooks, President Trump is in the crosshairs again, apparently. Ryan Wesley Routh, the latest suspect to take aim at the president. For the second time in 2 months, Trump is the target, as you know. This time, the crime scene was in Florida. Trump International Golf Club, West Palm Beach. I'm talking about it because the mainstream media will hide this story as soon as possible. To prevent a third attempt to ensure another would-be assassin does not shoot the president, we must know how this happened in the first place. We must. We must know why the president is not safe. We must know why the media, especially corporate media, the big dogs, and social media, for the most part, continues to misrepresent this story and exclude key facts about it. Start with what we know about Routh after a couple of days now. He wants us to die for Ukraine. His call for thousands upon thousands of people to stand with him, to join him in support of Ukraine, speaks for itself. Routh looks like a lefty kook with the requisite rags, clothes, and handmade signs that are a hallmark of the paranoid style in American politics. In spite of this, or rather because of this, Routh was able to travel from Hawaii to Florida without a problem. Without a problem. Listen to this.
We should have thousands upon thousands of people standing here with the Ukrainians. This Maiden Square, Independence Square, we should have millions of people in this square, filling the square from every country around the world. And why we don't, I don't understand. I'm here every day with all the flags from all the supporting countries, with the memorials for the people that have died. And, I've had several people come, but just a handful, So it blows my mind that I'm standing here alone without thousands of people from every country, from Asia, from Africa, from Australia, from Canada, from everywhere in South America, every place.
Europe.
Europe, everywhere. We need everybody here.
Need everybody there. You need to die for Ukraine. How did Routh not show up on the FAA's radar? How did no one at the TSA not question him? How, in spite of having no discernible income, did Routh have the money to afford travel and lodging, go to Ukraine, go to Hawaii? In other words, who is this guy? And who's paying the bills? How did Routh know President Trump's schedule? That's a big question. And how did he know where to find President Trump on a day off with no travel schedule? And how did he make it through security at Trump International? How did he get in there with 2 backpacks, a GoPro, and a rifle, a deadly rifle? How did he get into Trump International? How did he come within 500 yards or less, maybe as close as 300 yards, of President Trump? These questions are essential to determining how much danger Donald Trump is still in, because he is in danger today. Governor Ron DeSantis explains the federal government does not have the credibility to answer these questions. So the state of Florida will conduct its own investigation into the attempted assassination, as it should. Listen to this.
We're going to be doing a state-level investigation. I understand that the feds are involved, but we do believe that there were multiple violations of state law. We also believe that there's a need to make sure that the truth about all this comes out in a way, that's credible. I look at the federal government with all due respect to them. Those same agencies that are prosecuting Trump in that jurisdiction are now going to be investigating this. I just think that may not be the best thing for this country. Nevertheless, they have their prerogative, but we have our prerogative, and so we'll be making an announcement further along those lines in the ensuing days.
And the governor is exactly right. The federal government doesn't have credibility here because federal prosecutors are at war with Trump right now. They wage warfare against him in the courtroom. They have no reason to protect him. These same prosecutors have the support of Merrick Garland because they all work directly or indirectly for Joe Biden and the cabal. Domestic tranquility is the least of their concerns for the partisan Democrats pretty much across the board. You see that every day. Upheaval is the goal, it seems, for which they will underplay every threat against the president, exaggerate every lie about him, amplify it, repeat it, never challenge it, of course. You saw that in the debate with Kamala Harris. Free to say anything she wants to corporatists in the media backing her play while fact-checking Donald Trump. Whatever else this behavior is, it is not moral. Most of it's not legal. Not as what we think is legal anyway. Even worse is this hypocrisy, this shamelessness of Democrats who comment on these matters. Case in point, Kamala Harris's Sunday sermon on how we should engage with one another. Harris really is about the last person to lecture anyone about anything. She should apologize for her rhetoric instead of admonishing President Trump about his. She's guilty herself because Routh's action, I believe, are a consequence of Harris's comments about President Trump, hers and others. Listen to this.
But in the aftermath of this weekend's shooting, one of the questions we now confront is about the way we should engage with one another in this campaign.
You're the ones that have actually called him literally Hitler, a threat to democracy, a threat to America because he'll become a dictator. You have empowered the crazies, Kamala, to go after Donald Trump, to shoot at him, to kill him in the name of America, in the name of democracy. Give me a break. And if Harris believes President Trump is a demagogue, if she agrees with Biden's description of Trump, if she believes what she said a week ago during her debate with Trump, that it makes sense that Trump is a danger to our democracy, it makes sense that someone would want to save it. It makes sense that someone like Ryan Wesley Routh would get their rifle and crawl into the bushes to try to kill Trump to save the country because, Kamala, that's what you say. Words influence action. And to suggest otherwise is to deny everything we know about history, politics, science, law, and the percepts of human nature. Whether Kamala Harris denies these things makes no difference. Because the evidence, the physical evidence, the rifles, the bullets, the shell casings, is all indisputable. Only a partisan fanatic would deny the facts involving the attempted assassination of President Trump again. Again. And that's why this national media wants to avoid the story. We'll pick it up there when I come back. But I want you to think about these things. They're going to bury this story, pretend it didn't happen. How did he get in past the security? How did he know where Donald Trump was going to be? How did he know he was playing golf that day? I'll be back.